What's up y'all, Wallamoose here, and in today's video we're going to be going over how to find a niche for your Etsy store and then doing keyword research to find keywords that are worth going after. But before I begin, my name is Josh and I post here on YouTube once a week with videos regarding digital business and lifestyle, so if you're interested in that, please subscribe. I would love to have you along for the ride. Alright, so this video is going to be very comprehensive and I'm going to go over a lot of things, so I'm going to put some timestamps over here and in the bar below so you can skip ahead if you already know something or if you just want to see a certain topic. So the first thing we need to do before choosing a niche is choose the category of product that you're going to go after. And essentially a category is the overarching product that you're going to house in your store. And this could be anything from t-shirts, printables, pet supplies, soaps, anything like that. And you may already have a category in mind, but if you don't, something to think about is 1, find something you're interested in, and 2, find something you have the capability of creating. Because there's no point creating a soap store if you don't have soap equipment or aren't willing to get that equipment, because then you just can't produce the product. So choose a category of product that you can actually produce. And then from there, we're going to dive in on actually choosing a specific niche. Now there's 3 things that make up a good niche: profitability, high popularity, and low competition. If you can find something that meets those 3 criteria, you'll be in a good place. Now, a niche is essentially a subset of products within a certain category that revolve around a certain theme. Now, ideally, the niche you land on will be something you're interested in and know a lot about. That way you have a good knowledge base to create a set of products. But sometimes the reality of it is something you're interested in could be very popular and have high competition, and so there's not really a point in going after it. So later in this video, we're going to do some keyword research to find what niches are good to go after, have low competition, and high success rates. Because it's no secret finding a niche is hard, and doing this research will help you hone in exactly what you want to know. So now that we have that out of the way, let's jump into screen capture and we can do some actual keyword research. Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to be using a program called Alura. It's got a full suite of tools for Etsy, and it's got one of the best keyword research tools for Etsy specifically on the market to date. So if you want to create an account for yourself, you can follow along. There's a link in the description below to set up an account, and then we can log in and go to their keyword research tool. So after you create an account, all you need to do is on the left-hand side over here, go to Keyword Finder, and this is where we'll spend most of our time today. So, like I said before, in order to find a good niche, you need to find something that is profitable, has low competition, and high popularity. And we can find that with the data in here. So, the first thing we need to do is find the competition and popularity of your category in general. So for whatever category you had earlier, we're going to go up here to the keyword finder or keyword research and type in that category. So I'm going to use the example of t-shirt just because it's really big and I know there's a lot of good data. So I'm going to type in t-shirt and then search, and then it'll pull up all the data for the category of t-shirts. So one thing to note is this data uses the top 100 listings as opposed to, the competition over here is the overall competition. So of the top 100 listings, it gets 8,000 monthly views. There's an average of 290 sales per listing, which is excellent. It tells me that the niche is very popular and people are buying it constantly. However, we can see that the shops competing, there's 71 shops within the top 100 listings, and overall there's over 50,000 listings in general for t-shirts. Oh, and then down here, sale price $22, so pretty profitable, pretty popular, but also very competitive. So this is where niches are important. So if you have a niche for your t-shirt store and you go into a specific subset within that category, you can reach a smaller audience that maybe has less competition. The problem is a lot of people think categories are their niches, like, oh, my niche is t-shirts, but it's not. That's a category. So the problem is if you have a whole bunch of t-shirts with different things on it that don't really relate to each other, you're going to be dealing with a lot of competition and fighting constantly for a top spot in the Etsy search engine. So now what we're going to do is do keyword research for our niche, so a more specific subset within that category to see how popular it is and see if it's worth going into. And how we're going to do that is by using long tail keywords. So let me quickly explain the difference between a short tail and a long tail keyword so you can know exactly what to search for to hone in your niche. So a short tail keyword is essentially the category, and when people search for short tail keywords, essentially they're just looking at the overall category and looking for inspiration for deeper dives later on. So some examples of short tail keywords would be t-shirt, planters, flowers, printables, anything short. And then a long tail keyword is a longer keyword with multiple words and it's more specific. And this is where we'll find the inspiration to dive deeper into certain niches to see what's popular and what's worth going after. And most of the time when people search for long tail keywords, they have a higher sale rate because when people search certain things that are very specific, odds are they have the intention of buying that specific thing, as opposed to just browsing. So some examples of long tail keywords would be red, plaid, woolly, comforter, whereas just comforter would be a short tail keyword. So essentially a long tail keyword is the short tail keyword with more descriptors in front of it. Now let me just pull a niche off the top of my head and just do like outer space. And so t-shirts that are only dealing with outer space, and search a long tail keyword for that. So let's do just space, keep it general, and search for that, see how popular it is. And again, if I choose space t-shirts as my niche, my store would revolve around a whole bunch of different t-shirts that are space related. I wouldn't have some space related, some superhero related, some animal related. You really want to make sure you hone in on one specific thing for your store. Okay, so as I can see here, there's less views, a little bit less competition, it's still really high, and then less sales. So that tells me that there's a little bit less traffic of people searching for space t-shirts, but the competition is still really high. So I may be thinking, do I really want to get into this, or do I need to hone it in further? So one really cool feature in Alura down here is similar keywords. You can kind of get an idea of different things to search for to see how popular they are, and it gives you a preview right here. So let's see, space shirt, that's still really high. Space t-shirt's really high. Astronaut t-shirt, that's a bit lower with the competition, and so maybe I can do t-shirts that have astronauts on them. So let me go up here, search for that. And with this, my niche would still be space related t-shirts, but using this keyword research tool, I can know that if I do t-shirts with astronauts on them, it may get more traffic and more sales because there's less competition. So it's still okay to have the space niche, but you do want to hone it in a little bit further so you have less competition. Okay, so 600 views, about half of the other one, but way, way less competition, which tells me I'd be better off making t-shirts with astronauts on them than just space in general. So I feel pretty confident if I started a store that space would be a good niche to get into. I would just want to make sure I have some astronaut themed stuff that could probably get the most sales. Now let's spin this the other direction. Let's say you have a niche in mind and you find out that it's way too competitive and you probably shouldn't get into it. And here's what you should do then. So dog t-shirts obviously are going to be super popular. Everyone loves dogs and everyone probably gets into that niche. So search dog t-shirts and I can see the competition is through the roof. I go here to see the similar keywords. Everything is just through the roof and crazy. And so maybe I shouldn't get into dogs, or maybe I can do like funny dog t-shirts. Let's see if that's any more specific. Yeah, again, competition is super high. So if you run into this, it may be a good sign that you probably shouldn't get into that niche, or find something else you're interested in. So from here, if you run into this, it's just kind of rinse and repeat. So think about something else you're interested in. Let's say you love dogs, but it's too high of a competition, but you also love gardening. So maybe you can do a gardening niche t-shirt shop. Let's see if that's any better. Okay, yeah, so let's say you're also interested in that. It looks like the competition is way less. The sales are really good. The profit margin is really good. You may be better off going after a gardening t-shirt niche as opposed to a dog niche. And so just make sure you're using the data you find to make sure whatever niche you get into, that it has low competition and a high opportunity for you to make money from it. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I've been doing keyword research and SEO related stuff for years. And so I hope I described it in a way that makes sense for new people or people who really don't know much about it. But again, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I would love to answer them. And then if you have any questions about your specific niche and how to find keywords for that niche, let me know that as well. But as for this video, I hope it helped. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I post weekly with content like this, and I would love if you subscribed. So thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.